Hello everybody and welcome back to Getting Artsy with Cindy. Glad to be with you guys tonight. We've got so many new stamps and stuff that have arrived, so these next couple weeks I'll be sharing the new ones with you. Today we're doing Up on the Rooftop, and I love this. If you guys are ready to already start working on your Christmas cards, this is a good one. So I am going to be keeping an eye on the messages over here and make sure I can hear you and see you okay. So give me a thumbs up if you guys are on our YouTube channel and watching. I see a couple of you have hopped on already, so let me know that you guys can hear me with a thumbs up, and we will then get started. So give some people a minute. There's a little delay, so I just want to make sure you can hear me. Okay. All right, so again, I'm just going to wait just a second. Hello, Sandy. I've got some thumbs up, so that's awesome. All right, so again, this is the new stamp set. We have a new paper line, and this stamp set coordinates with this paper, and it's called Up on the Rooftop. And you'll notice all of the different images in here. Most of them are also in this paper. So I'm going to make two cards tonight. We're going to use one with the stamp, and we're going to use one where we cut the images already right out of the paper with the die that coordinates, which is great. The other papers in the line, it's a smaller line, it's just 4 papers. This is special delivery. And this stamp, this one has a stamp as well. And here it is. So, and this is the stamp set that goes with this one. Again, lots of really fun images for the holidays. The dies that go with these sets have lots of different pieces. They cut out the images, sometimes, and the sentiments. Sometimes the ones that cut out the sentiment will go directly around the words, and sometimes it's more of a banner that you can use for multiple things. So it's kind of a combination when I do these. So we'll do that one another time. And the other one of the other papers is this fun. It's called Trimmed with Cheer. So this is kind of more of a cut apart. It's really great for scrapbookers and card makers because you can use some of those elements just directly in a scrapbook page or cut them apart and add them to the front of a card. So you could journal in this block, or you could stamp a sentiment. It could be the front of a card, which is great. We even have some little tags, so it's kind of a fun set. Then the other one, I've already started trimming down this because we're going to use it on our card. You can see it's got little lights on the back side. So this one, I don't remember what it's called because I trimmed off the word already, but this is all part of the 4th page. And hint, hint, this one has a stamp set that's going to coordinate with these images, and it will be going to our Artsy Clubhouse next month. So just a sneak peek for you club members. Can't show everybody else yet because you guys get it first. And then the backs of these pages you can use for so many things. I mean, everybody needs a nice dark blue snowflake. Love this one. It's got peace, love, and joy words in there. And you can use this, I mean, it doesn't have to be just Christmas. You can use it all year round. And a nice red that's going to go great with all of these. So I think you'll have fun with those papers and lots of fun with the stamp set. So let's go ahead and jump in, and we're going to color a little bit and make 2 cards. So let's flip this around. Okay, so I'm using Olos today, and these are colors. Let me bring this in a little bit closer to you so you can see if you want to write those down. These are the colors I'm using. I'm using a couple different reds. We got R04, R05, 1.7, and 1.5. Some cool grays, 1 and 3. Some light blues. I haven't decided which one I'm going to use here. This is B02 and this is B20. And then some browns for the reindeer, 4.3 and 4.6. So if you want to write those down, that's great. Otherwise, just follow along, and you can probably find colors similar in your other alcohol markers. I just love the Olos, so you can see some tutorials on our Facebook page or other YouTube tutorials. These images are cut right out of the paper. So I love that you can do both. Look at all these pieces. I've just been cutting away today. Look at these. Again, you can sit and color them. I usually, when I color, I will stamp and color first and then die cut. But I didn't know what I was going to color up today, so I went ahead and just cut a bunch. And I'll just keep these in my envelope when I'm ready to go and do another thing. So just a little hint, I took some washi tape and just rolled it up on the back so I could stick my pieces down there so it stays in one place for me to color. Or you can use a sticky mat. But again, usually I color first and then die cut after. But it was kind of fun to cut all of these pieces. While I was cutting, I also cut some plain white ones. So I like to use the extra layers to layer up my stamped images to make them pop a little bit more. It kind of turns these into almost like chipboard pieces. So since I had the die cuts out, I went ahead and die cut a bunch of just plain white to go with my other images. And then we have some of the words all cut out to figure out what we're going to do with the cards. Okay, so let's go ahead and color first. I'm not going to do all the coloring, but let's go ahead and color a little bit. And I always like to know, grabbing my glasses here, I always like to know what you guys color, what you guys use. So post in there if you guys do alcohol markers. Let's blow it up a little bit more. All right. So this is kind of a nice little brick color, this dark red. So let's go ahead and I'm going to do this first. And with my Olos, I like to do the darkest. Usually I go light to dark, but Olos I like to do dark to light. So for the brick fireplace, I'm just going to add a little bit of the dark on the bricks. Then I'm going to I'm going to put the light color in afterwards. Now, Olos can be really juicy, so wipe off a little bit if it's too juicy when you get started. And then I'm just going to fill the rest in. So this is a little bit, there's quite a difference in the shades from light to dark. So what I'm going to do, let's do this. I'm going to take these apart. This is my dark one. This is my light one. I'm going to just touch that to the tip, and it's letting me blend it a little bit more. So that's working out well. Another way to do it, just so you have reference, if you have a clear block, you can put your dark color on there, take your light color, and blend out that way. So 2 options. There, that I think looks really good. Okay, now let's go ahead and make sure you put the right color back. I'm going to use the other colors for Santa. And there's not a lot of space for the 2 shades, but can you guys see this okay? Let's see. And you don't have to be perfect with your coloring. Remember, you just, if you don't like the way it looks, you just stamp another one and color again. And just a little bit of practice. I want him to look a little bit more round, so I'm going to go back in with one of the darker colors, just a little bit more on the one side of him. There. Okay. Then we need a little gold buckle. And then I've got some gray here. He kind of needs, do not pull out a black. I'm going to use a darker gray for his, okay, for the belt. There we go. Then I like using a really light blue on snow. Just kind of one side, maybe a little bit back here. Just so it's not a flat white. So there you go. That is easy to color. All right, let's do the reindeer. I'm doing the dark here. Back here, maybe a little bit below the chin. Keeping it simple. I'm just going to color the rest of this the lighter brown. We could add just a little bit of color to the inside of the ears. And I don't think it needs any more than that. So those are kind of the more, challenging parts to color. The light bulbs, you can just color in solid. A little bit of shadow. And then same with this scarf. So we're going to go ahead, if we have time, I can finish this out, but I want to get to the cards. But let me bring this up to you a little bit more. So you can see by using the, couple colors of the red, it gives that some shape, adding a little pink to his cheek. So let's go ahead and put some cards together. Okay, the first one we're going to do is this one. And this one I used just the images right out of the paper. So I used our rectangle dies to give it a nice base. And just put this on here. Okay, here we go. And let's see. I usually use my glue press, but it is in the other room, so I'm not going to use that today. All right, I think I'm going to go vertical with this. I used our ovals. Okay, and then, so these are, again, cut right out of the paper. thought this would be kind of fun. Kind of do him at an angle. And then I've got Tangled Up with Cheer is the sentiment. And then I just fussy cut this one out of the paper. So I thought that would be kind of cute down here in the corner. Pop this up, and then we'll figure out where we want the rest of that. Okay. And then I think this is kind of fun to have this kind of at an angle. And I picked the light blue because there's a little bit of light blue behind the reindeer. If I did it just like that, it kind of, I don't know, I didn't like the contrast with that red. So by doing that, it kind of fades behind a little bit. So I kind of like that. I'm going to do this piece flat. And then I think he needs to be popped up a little bit. I love dimension. So let's add some foam tape to the back of him. I guess I can zoom back down a little bit. There we go. Have any of you guys started your Christmas holiday cards yet? I know it's kind of hard to think about it. The way, since I sell to stores, they all have to have, you know, Christmas in July. So I always have to have my Christmas release done early. Okay, we have some great fall sets too that are new. So check out the What's New section. So I like breaking the border here. So just that extra little dimension I think helped that. I'm glad we're helping with some ideas for you. All right, I'm going to center that. There we go, Tangled Up with Cheer. So easily we can add some fun stuff to the inside, but let's start on the other card and see how much time we have. So I'm going to put that to the side. Okay, so this one, so Mary last week, she asked about our stencils, our cloud. This is our, this is the Clouds and Raindrop stencil. So usually, you know, you kind of think about this with kind of some wispy stuff for summer, but I wanted to show you how you can make it look like snow, like a mountain of snow. So since we're using our Santa, and he's kind of fallen in, he's in the rooftop, he's fallen into the snow, or he's stuck in the roof or the chimney. I wanted there to be a snowy background so it looks like that's the top of the house. So I want to make a dark background and then we'll put him in here. So let me show you what I do. I did die cut this with our rectangle dies. For this, I'm going to use the Distressings, 2 colors. We do have some of these on our website. This is Broken China and Chipped Sapphire, but any light and dark blue is going to work. Even a little purple is kind of nice. All right. So, okay, so I am going to start with the lighter color. And I'm going to brush up, holding this in place. I want the sky to look pretty dark, but I didn't want it all one color. Okay. Now let's get our darker one out. And that one, I'm going to go from the top down. I love a dark night sky, blue sky. And you can just keep going and get it as dark as you want. Could even pull in some black, but I think this will be fine. All right, with the distress oxides, if you do a little bit of spritz, a little bit of water, and just dribble it just barely, I'm just kind of spraying over the top of it. And then I'm going to take a paper towel and pat. So that just gives you some variation. I love that look. Look at that. Okay, then what we can do, I don't need this anymore. If you want, you can take a little white gel pen add a little bit more snow. You could splatter white paint. I just had the gel pen. Have a little more control over that. Isn't that kind of fun? All right, and then we are going to drop on our little guy. So we've got this sentiment. I thought this was cute. Santa's a little behind. That's kind of fun. Where did we put our Santa? Okay. How did I misplace him already? Here's the pieces. Where did our guy go? Okay, it's a there he is. I knew I'd find him eventually. Okay, so then we have him. I think we definitely need to pop this up as well. So I do like this kind of stencil look to it. Of course, this paper collection also has a really nice dark snowflake pattern, so you could do that instead, but if you guys like to use your stencils, this is a fun one. Okay. So let me know if you guys have any questions about what I'm doing, and I will try and answer them. Okay, so before I put this down, let's kind of think through where I want to put this. I think that's going to look nice up there. Santa's a little behind. And here he is right there. Let's go ahead and pop the sentiment up as well. We could add some more little elements to this, or keep it kind of simple. I think I'm going to add this. I went ahead, this is the ho ho ho, and I added this extra little white behind it, so it's a little bit more like a piece of chipboard. So it'll stand out a little bit more. A little bit of ho 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 there. And then I've layered this up. And I think I'm going to really make this, I'm going to keep the bottom white, but I'm going to go ahead and pop the whole card up so it's just a really nice thick card. Has a lot of weight to it. A little bit more. So this is going to give you guys a couple ideas for your holiday cards. And I don't really think it needs anything more than that. So you've got all these other pieces. Again, you could put him on the inside, which we could. So if we're going to do that, we got a red card. Let's do this. Let's go ahead. Actually, I'm just going to use. Then you have something to write on. I like to open up a card and still see something on the inside. So, again, this is just cut right out of the paper. If you want to do something fast. I like to break the edge there. So, perfect, and you guys are ready to go. Santa's a little behind. Could even add Merry Christmas to the inside, or sleigh in it. Isn't that cute? So, I hope that was fun for you guys, and check it out on the What's New section in the website, and you guys have a fantastic week. We'll turn this back around. So, get ready for those holiday cards, and you guys have a fantastic week, and I